I was the one he failed to cherish, the greatest love he was forced to leave behind, while he walked away to build a life with someone else, carrying my ghost into his future. We spent 3 years building a life together before we broke up, yet the invisible thread connecting us never truly snapped. When he officially ended things last year, he told me we both needed time to heal, confessing that it killed him to see how deeply he was hurting me. But love doesn't disappear overnight. On January 28th, he invited me into a Mobile Legends lobby, and the moment his voice broke, the distance vanished. He cried, desperately reminding me that he was the one who fell first, the one who confessed first. He apologized for not treating me better, and, through tears, recited the exact words I had said to him in the very first video I ever sent him. All through January, he had been desperate to see me, to hear me. But after that raw night in the lobby, he suddenly grew cold and distant. The harder he pulled away, the harder I chased. A year after our breakup, on June 3rd, we finally met in person. I walked into his shop, carrying the weight of our history. He was my first everything, the man I gave my virginity to when I turned 18. Now, at 23, standing before him as he neared 27, the familiar pull was undeniable. We ended up on the bed in his shop, and as I hugged him tightly, unable to find my words, he spoke for both of us. "Do I still love you?" "Yes," he whispered. "Do I still watch our videos?" "Yes." "Do I still look at your pictures and check up on you?" "Yes." Then, the atmosphere shifted. "I need to tell you something," he said, his voice heavy with the secret he had been suffocating under. "I got someone else pregnant." Shock tore through me. I pushed him away, scrambling to stand, but he pulled me back into a desperate, tight embrace as sob after sob racked my body. Amidst the chaos of my breaking heart, my alarm went off. It was 11 a.m., time for my appointment. I numbly walked out. When I returned around 4 p.m., I was empty. He noticed my hollow stare and urged me to eat, leaving to buy me food. But when he walked back in, he found me holding the girl's pregnancy documents. He set the food down, checking on me anxiously, but customers kept interrupting. Eventually he came back, finding me frozen on the bed, staring blankly at the wall. He knelt before me, taking my hand, resting his heavy head on my knees. When another customer called, he jumped up so fast he violently bruised his knee against the bed frame. Unable to stand seeing me curl into myself, refusing to eat and crying silently every time he drew near, he closed his shop early. He immediately came to the bed, pulling me down onto his chest. There, the dam broke for both of us. He wrapped one arm around my shoulder, using the other to wipe away a relentless stream of tears. He was a 26-year-old man, sobbing like a helpless child. "Marry her," I wept. "That's so unfair to her," he choked out, his voice cracking violently. "She doesn't deserve a husband who marries her just out of obligation. While at night, when I'm all alone, it's you I'm thinking about. I am stepping up for the baby just so I can say I did at least one thing right in this life." The hours blurred together. I stayed curled on his bed, and he would alternate between caressing my legs, covering me with a blanket, and whispering a million useless apologies. Every time I opened my arms, he would hold me, and I would whisper that I loved him, only to be met with another, "I'm sorry." He was so consumed by guilt and lingering devotion that he even suggested tattooing my name in a foreign language, since the girl had already seen my name listed as his emergency contact on his ID. He even lamented that he couldn't name the baby after me because she knew who I was. I told him to stop. Later that afternoon, I lay on his stomach, the grief hitting me in waves. I sat up, turned my back to him, and collapsed on the opposite side of the bed, burying my face in my knees. He called out for me, and I slid back onto his chest, completely losing control. "Why? Why?" I screamed through my tears. You said we were just going to fix ourselves, and then we would fix us. I'm so stupid. I'm so blind, he muttered. At least you can treat someone better now, I sobbed, looking up at him, even if it's not me. Maybe the things I planned to do for you, the things I wanted so badly to start doing after January 28th, I'll end up doing for her, he confessed, staring into the void. But I know that while I'm doing them, it's your face I'll be seeing. You are my greatest love. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I failed to cherish you. Every woman in my life knows about you, because I never stopped talking about how incredible you are and how badly I ruined it. Maybe one day, my love for you will shift to her. Hearing those words, I buried my face in his chest. You're all I have, I cried. At that, he closed his eyes in agony and began repeatedly punching himself in the face. I reached up, trying to stop his hands, until he finally caught my wrists and pressed them against his beating heart. The grief and the unresolved love turned into a desperate, final intimacy. While we lay there, he whispered more than once, "It feels so good to escape. Should we just run away together?" I couldn't answer. I just looked away and hugged him tighter, letting the heartbreak dissolve into physical closeness one last time. When he finally walked me to the terminal to say goodbye, I forced myself not to look back. But I knew he stood there, watching me until I vanished into the crowd. To this day, his pinned song on Facebook remains the acoustic version of Lips of an Angel, while mine remains entirely blank. Our final words echo in my mind constantly. "It's really over, isn't it?" he had said. "Yeah," I replied. "I don't have a choice anymore." He looked at me, a broken man, and whispered, "Neither do I." From 9 a.m. on June 3rd until the next morning, our world consisted of nothing but tears, heavy truths, and a devastating final goodbye.